First, we're gonna break down how to troubleshoot this if you're having difficulty. Now, it normally looks like this: your butt's against the wall, your feet are out, and then you flex that anterior tibialis without the knees bending. If you were unable to do this, the first thing to do would be to check if you could do it if you stood closer. Now, at a certain point, it's just not really getting much motion there. So the next thing to check would be the size of the heel of your shoe. So notice I'm wearing zero shoes. There's very little heel elevation. That actually makes it easier. That's more natural. The bigger the heel of the shoe, the tougher it makes it. To simulate that, it's actually something I'm going to cover later in this video, that to make it more advanced, you could stand on a slant board and it makes it way tougher. Further illustration of that would be another way of making it tougher, standing on one leg and flexing up. And I don't think anyone in the world could stand on one foot with the slant board out. I can't even get my toes up. So you see, the higher the heel of the shoe, the tougher it makes it. Now, Alyssa is wearing Feiwei shoes. Those are about 20 bucks, and those get a more minimal heel shoe. I used those for the last year. I recommend a transition from regular shoes to Feiweis to then something like zero shoes. So maybe if you can't do it in your Nike Airs, you might be able to do it in some zeros. Then you can add PVC pipes, which I think are a huge investment for the rest of the program, a lot of different exercises. It doesn't seem like it would do anything, but just as I showed you that single leg makes it tougher, there is some degree of lifting your body weight. So adding some assistance actually makes it quite a bit easier compared to no assistance. So between the footwear PVC pipes, you probably can do it. Now, what's interesting is there's one more way to undercut this, and that is, I say, if you can walk, you can improve. Well, possibly, even if you can't walk, you might be able to get to the ability to walk with this device, because if you look at this, I can start at a level of tibialis strength below the level needed to walk. So these should be in every old folks home, every physiotherapy place, because I can load this so light. Now, transitioning from these solutions in zero, then in dense, I actually like getting some measurable load on there. It mixes it up. So getting an exact measurement, yes, you can measure by how far you stand, but it's not gonna be as exact as an amount of weight on a tibialis bar. So in dense, 5-minute timer, 100 reps, really gets you out of your head. If you get the 105 minutes, you would add weight. Then in standards, it's a simple 5 sets of 5. So now we're actually treating that with like really proven strength development. So now we're on our way to getting world-class anterior tibialis strength. And I think that anyone who puts in that energy to get world-class anterior tibialis strength, well, we can actually work through our efforts to world-class longevity. So I think just about anyone could have world-class longevity. So now I'm coming back around and I'm doing zero again. Monday, I'm gonna do my normal. Then Wednesday, I'm gonna get on the slant board and do my 25 reppers there. And I have this all in the app if you wanna follow exactly what I'm doing for the advance. And then Friday, 25 in a row is unrealistic on one leg. So it's the exact same form, but I'm gonna do 5 sets of 5. If I couldn't get it up, right, I would stand closer. If I wasn't getting challenged, I would stand farther. You can see that, okay, I can't get up there. That would be too easy, right? So it follows the same thing. And why do I say world class? Because traditionally we think of world class in movements like Olympic lifts, squats, deadlifts, things like that. And I'm just trying to make it cool to build from the ground up. You can get world class from the ground up, and you can get world class longevity, whereas if we don't build from the ground up, even if we got world class on some lift, that wouldn't guarantee us the chance to be world class in an athletic event, the chance to have world class longevity. So I'm trying to make it cool. The last thing to make this cool, we're gonna think about some of the most aggressive 1-foot dunkers in basketball. It's one of the most amazing things to go from running to jumping, and it starts with that tibialis. And prior to tibialis training, I was in my late 20s, able to dunk easily off 2 feet, nowhere near dunking off 1 foot. I could only touch 10-foot 1 off 1 foot, even though I could touch 10-foot 11, 10 inches higher with a 2 foot. That's because I changed my knees so much, but for 1-foot jumping, I couldn't handle the force. I had horrible shin splints in here, and the 1-foot jumping would actually be more likely to hurt my knee. Add in the tibialis, and now 1-foot jumping is fun, and I can dunk easily off either leg. But let's look at Russell Westbrook, LeBron James. Compare our exercise to the wall. How close are you to the rim? Streaking towards the rim? Boom. Stronger tibialis gets, more aggressive you get. To be going in at it, to be able to go fast that way, and actually handle that load. You have defenders and stuff. So this isn't about jump technique. This is about being able to live life aggressively. It's about being able to play your sport aggressively. It's not an advantage to have perfect technique and try to jump close in if the defense is right here. You're trying to get past the defense. Now, what can you handle? So that's what I envision. When I'm here and I flex up, I'm envisioning Russell Westbrook. I'm envisioning world class. So yeah, maybe I won't be in the NBA like Russell Westbrook, but I'm gonna be the Russell Westbrook of dads, able to play aggressively into my 30s, 40s, 50s, you name it. I'm excited for the future because of the guides like this, understanding my body from the ground up, putting longevity, putting the ability to attack life without it beating me down into my own hands.